Let's take a look at what's new in Jonas Encore in Q3 and Q4 2021. Let's start with accounts payable. In the bank accounts program, we have added a new positive pay bank file format for Republic Bank. In a couple of our programs, including the vendors program, the listings find in/look for search toolbar's advanced column filter option has been modified. You can enable the advanced column filter option by selecting the advanced filter icon located at the top of the find in/look for search toolbar. This will add a line to the listing screen below the column headers, which then allows you to filter by multiple columns as desired, similar to how you may filter in an Excel spreadsheet. For any selected column, you can now enter a desired filter value. Or to access all of the filtering options available for a column, select the downward arrow at the end of the column filter to access the additional filtering options. For example, I have added a column filter for the city set to Austin. Next, we have accounts receivable. The advanced filter feature has also been added to the members program. This filtering allows for more narrow and specific search results. For example, I've applied a filter for membership type set to golf resident. From here, I can add additional filters if I so choose, for example, by club status. We have added options to report on members with a primary member image on file. Having a member's photo in their member file can be beneficial to your staff, as it can be helpful and convenient to match a name to a face, like when using point of sale. The new Has Primary Image field can be added to an AR client demographic type report in the Enterprise Report Generator. When this field is used in the report will display members that have a primary image on file as yes, and those without one as no. This allows you to see who is missing a photo, and therefore who you might need a photo for. This type of report allows you to design your own report where you can customize the columns found on the report. If you prefer a standard report format, the Member Export Report also allows you to report on a member's primary image. This new report option is to include member primary image info. When the field is enabled for use in the report will display members that have a primary image on file as yes, and those without one as no. Another feature added to the Member Export Report is the ability to suppress members with blank/no included info. For example, if you want to run a report to only include members who have a POS pricing rule set up in their member account. When you are looking for a specific field of information and you want to see only members who have that information, this report option allows you to condition the report to only see members that have the information that you want to see. The new report option will only work when selecting a filter option on the right, not in the Include Core Information section, because all members typically have this core information, therefore the condition does not apply to these. In the Sales by Member report, a new option to include zero spenders has been added. This option allows you to report on members with $0 base spending totals based on the report parameters selected. Typically, the report will only include active members. If you enable this for new report options, you can include zero spenders in the report as well, i.e. members that have no spending or are not active. If Include Zero Spenders is enabled, you also have the option to enable Only Include Clients set to include in client counts. This option will be enabled by default when the option above is enabled, but can be unchecked as required. This option limits the zero spender members to those belonging to a membership type and status combination that are configured by the club to include as clients on reports. Previously, there was no opportunity to review billing information in a summary format in the Fee Billings Task program. However, a new Fee Billing Batch Summary Information option has been added. The summary information will help in reviewing and checking billing accuracies, especially when you have large numbers in a batch. The benefit of the new summary option is that you can review and proof the accuracy of the billing before posting. Here is an example of the billing summary screen, which provides a summary by fee billing agreement, membership type, and by club status. Next to that is a report preview. The fee billing program batch preview and post reports have also been modified to include the summary information. For clubs that have a lot of guest member activity, also known as cash accounts, you now have the option to separate listings for cash-only account type members by enabling this option in AR settings. This allows you to have separate listings in the Members program based on the type of account. It will create a tab for members and a tab for cash-only members. In order for members to appear in the Cash-Only Members tab, their membership type of account must be set to cash only. Let's take a look at General Ledger. In the Financial Statement Report Designer, for those that use forecasting values, we have added the ability within a financial report design to report on the forecast total year and forecast total last year. These are new report columns that can be added to a report, like seen in the example here. Next up, we have Inventory. In the Finalized Counts program, it had been requested to have the field Print All Items on the Audit Trail flagged by default, as most finalized count report archives are best suited to include all items in the snapshot instead of only items with variances. We have defaulted the flag on this field to save you that one click, and so you don't have to remember to click it. Next up is Point of Sale. With the ability to allow ordering ahead for online ordering by outlet, we have now added the ability to optionally decide if you wish to exclude members from submitting now orders. This can be done by enabling Suppress Online Option Now, which will remove the Now option from the online ordering module online. This means that members can schedule orders in advance, but they will not be able to schedule an order for now. Because this feature is enabled on an outlet-by-outlet basis, you can enable this feature specifically for outlets where you don't want now orders. Next is Tea Time Management. Instead of adding one by one, a new import has been added to the Integrations program where you can import CDH numbers in one go. This import will also update player CDH numbers within the member's profile. Class Scheduling. A few enhancements have been added to class instances. For example, you can now establish a maximum booking size for online registrations. This will limit a member's ability to register a group of people within a single online booking to the value entered in the maximum registrants per booking field within the class instance setup window. By default, this value will be set to 0, which acts as unlimited, and will allow members to register up to as many people as there are remaining spaces in the class. When set to a value, members will no longer see options to add other people once they have reached the limit. Another enhancement that has been added to the class instance setup screen is the ability to include a detailed description, which will display online for members in the class scheduling module. This description box supports plain text and line breaks. If nothing is added in the box, nothing will be sent to Clubhouse Online, and therefore nothing will be displayed. Additionally, you now have the option to hide prices online for a class instance. This can be especially useful for clubs that are not using POS integration within class scheduling to charge for classes, and do not want to display the $0 price, or for clubs where the classes simply have no price. Court Booking. New data points have been added to the Enterprise Report Generator for court booking type of reports, to provide you with the ability to include the day of the week as it pertains to the date on which the booking occurs, i.e. the start date of the week, and the day of the week on which the booking was made, i.e. the booking created day of the week. An enhancement has been added to the Court Utilization Report, which allows you to produce the report in context of both day of week and/or subdivide days by a time segment, which you can define. You can define a time segment between 30 and 180 minutes, which will subdivide the report, starting with the first time specified in the time of day filter, creating time segments of the defined length until the end time of the time of day range. If the time segment doesn't divide evenly across the time range, the last time segment will be shorter than the rest. This will allow you to see which time segments are the busiest and which are the least busiest. If you are also using the day of week filter, it will report on each day of week independently within the date range of the report. In addition, if you were to select Report by Day of Week, the results for each time will be divided into the time segment configured. Let's take a look at CRM. Opportunities within CRM now have the ability to automatically progress a given opportunity's probability based on its opportunity stage. To utilize this feature, you will need to enable automatic probability update based on stage within CRM types. Once enabled, you will need to configure your opportunity stages for the CRM type so that each stage has its own probability percentage. You will be unable to save the CRM type with the automatic probability update based on stage checked without entering a probability percentage for each stage. Once all of the configuration has been set up, upon modifying the stage for a given opportunity, the probability will be automatically updated to the probability value associated with that stage. The probability field will be disabled if using this option, and users will be unable to modify its value manually. Lastly, we have dining reservations. You now have the ability to use responsive email confirmations in the dining reservations program. Responsive email confirmations are email confirmations that will fit the display of whatever device they are being viewed on, without having to pinch and zoom to view the content. In order to use the responsive email designer, duplicate the Jonas standard dining reservation confirmation template or the club's existing confirmation template and enter a new description for the form. Then save. Once the new form has been saved, set the designer type dropdown to Responsive Email Designer and select the Responsive Email Designer button to launch the designer program. We've made the Responsive Email Designer nice and simple and easy for you to use. All of the text is pre-formatted for you, and therefore you do not need to worry about formatting. Simply enter your text or drag and drop an available phrase from your original form design from the left-hand pane. You also have the option to preview your design within your default web browser and send a test to the desired email addresses. For more information, check out the Dining Reservations Responsive Email Confirmations video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and don't forget to subscribe.